All right, in this video, we're going to go over the $1 Million Brand Playbook for House of Errors. And so this is a very quick growing, very fast growing brand. It's been around for a little while, but it's like absolutely killing it right now in this moment. And I've been seeing it all the time. It's one of my favorite brands, actually, when it comes to content and when it comes to product. So I'm going to break those things down in this video and how you can implement some of the things they're doing in your brand. If you haven't seen my $1 Million Brand Playbook videos, it's basically me just taking some of the bigger brands, faster growing brands right now, and breaking down their marketing, breaking down their products, breaking down their content, and essentially just making it so that you can get some good information out of the big brands that are doing it really well right now. And so we're going to get into that in this video. Now, if you haven't already, go ahead and subscribe for more. Basically, with my YouTube channel, all I do is just make videos on how I was able to get, millions of dollars in revenue, get our Silver Shopify shopping bag award, and then also hit the Inc. 5000 list for 2025. This actually needs to be updated because now we've made about 12 million since I made this whiteboard. So I have to actually update that. But subscribe for more. You'll be able to get a bunch of just free information, better than most like courses that people are even selling. So go ahead and do that. Now, the biggest thing with House of Errors is, honestly, I think their content, it's very like 50-50. Their products are really amazing and their content is really amazing. And so with their content, I'll break that part down, because, product is product. Your brand is going to make or should be making products that are unique to your brand. And unless I'm going to like give you their manufacturing list or something like that, you shouldn't be like replicating their products or anything like that. And you can figure out how to make good product. And realistically, as a clothing brand, product is like the number one thing. That's like the first thing you need to worry about is product. And then secondarily, obviously, you've got your content. And so there are two things that I see House of Errors really doing. And that is having a recurring brand location, which you can see is like this closet type looking thing. It's like a nice like wood, I guess it's a closet or some sort of like wardrobe or something like that where they hang stuff on. And realistically, they might not even like actually do it anymore. It could literally be either AI placed or using Photoshop. But this is like one of their things that they've just always done. And it makes it so when someone comes across this content, they know that the lay flat is theirs, right? And so that's a really cool way of doing it with lay flats. You can make your lay flats more special by creating like a recurring brand location, right? And I don't think that you should just copy what they're doing, but think about what your location would be, and that will make for some sort of recurring brand location that people can really stick to. And then on the other side, they have this light surrealism that I think is really cool, where they're not doing things that are completely outrageous, right? They're not like going absolutely crazy in their content, but they have things that are very simple, like this right here. Let me just open this, where you can see that like it's not a crazy thing going on. It's just that it's kind of playing on the fact that he has the umbrella. It's making him fly in the air or whatever. And that's just all they do, you see. And this is all doable using AI, realistically, if you wanted to. But you see that they're not trying to do like these elaborate AI videos or elaborate like storytelling videos. I really do think that now brands should be moving more towards little snippets. They're called vignettes, like this. And it allows not only for you to make a bunch of them, but it also just like you can come out with a bunch of pieces of content like this that still tell like a story, like some sort of narrative, I suppose. Like these people are obviously like in a park or something, right? And that allows you to make a bunch of content, make a bunch of different themes and concepts, and work with them. So that's what I see them doing. They're doing this recurring brand location for their lay flats. And then they have little themes that they create and have these vignettes that are, some of them are moving, some of them are static. And it's all really, honestly, very achievable. You can utilize AI to do these things. And so really the main takeaways for this is that you want, like, you'll notice if you go to their Instagram, they don't have a lot of posts. They're not just like throwing reels and junk out there, right? They're posting very selectively. They have a vision in mind for what the product should be displayed in for the campaign content. And then they have their recurring content that they put the product in as well. And that's pretty much all they post. They're not really posting a lot of reels. Maybe they have some reels or some collab posts even in their reels section on their like for their brand, not like on their main grid, but their main grid is just a bunch of this stuff. And then obviously maintaining that consistent aesthetic so that your grid is very consistent, and it kind of pushes that consistency into the mind of your consumer and the mind of your customers. And so thinking about that for your brand, like what would be your brand location, right? Think about that. What would be my brand location? You can just have them hanging on the same tree in your backyard or something, right? You can have them being held by someone's arm, right? Maybe if they have distinctive tattoos or something that can be picked out by when someone's scrolling, and when they see it, maybe it's someone holding it, right? Something like that. Just think about what your recurring brand location, brand theme will be for like the quote unquote lay flats, so that it's not just a white background or whatever. And then you can also start coming up with light surrealism ideas and things like that, which is something that I go over quite a bit in like my Project 90 like program, because I really think that that's the future of content for clothing brands, is this light surrealism, creating themes around each drop that still fit within your aesthetic, but you can do static images, and you can do these like little vignettes, right? Like this. Very doable. So with that, we're going to get into the actual like website and their funnel and things like that, the ads that they're running. But if you want to work directly with me, you can click the link that's in the description, and you can do things like join my Project 90 program, where you work with me for 90 days to scale your brand. You can do the 30-day mentorship, where it's one-on-one with me for 30 days straight. And I basically go into your brand and like work one-on-one with you, and things like that. So there's options there for you to work one-on-one with me if you want me to like start working inside of your brand. Now, their conversion funnel is actually not that special, and I'm going to get into why I think it's not that special. But the fact of the matter is, and it's funny that I even say that because this brand certainly doesn't need a really good conversion funnel. The reason why I think that they don't really focus on it, or if they do focus on it, and they don't really care to like be super salesy or super optimized, is because their product speaks for itself, and the brand itself is just really well made, that they could honestly just put a Zelle link and a picture of like their products, and people would Zelle them money. Like they probably wouldn't even need a Shopify store. That's how entrenched they are in their consumer. They really understand who they're selling to, and they know how to make products for those people. And their return customer rate is probably insane because of the quality and the feeling around the brand. The pieces themselves are very unique and cool. You can't get anything like it outside of their brand. So I think that's why their website is like very like, I just made a Shopify store and here it is. You know, it's not like super crazy by any means. Now they start with sales ads to attract people to the website, obviously, and get people to buy. I think they do this for every drop, and then they just keep the ones on that still have stock that they can sell. It doesn't look to me like they do pre-orders. It doesn't look to me like they like to risk that. They're probably very focused on customer experience, so they just pre-stock everything. And anything that has stock, they have the ads running to it. And since their social content is really good, they just run the social content as ads. And that's what I've been having, my clients do as well, is just running everything you make as an ad and just treating ads as like a secondary social media. And so this right here is pretty simple. You can literally find that they're just using all of the same, pieces of content that they're using on their Instagram as ads. And they're all just running to the specific products that are being highlighted in those ads. And so I just pulled up one product, but each of these have individual products, and each of them go to the individual landing pages for each of those products. And the best thing about their website is that there's just very few distractions. And the product photography is very consistent and clear. Like they just literally use the same product photography from the Instagram and from the ads on the website. So there's just a full continuity from start to finish. And there's nothing bad about that necessarily. But the website itself, like if I go to it really quickly, you'll see that it's not like super optimized by any means. Let me just put it to mobile because that's probably how most people are shopping anyway. And you can see that it's like not there's not really a lot to it. In fact, like I usually don't even want people to be using like the buy with shop button. Maybe they do a lot of shop app sales or something, but it definitely distracts and is bigger than like their normal add to cart. And I like to have my customers check out through my normal add to cart flow. And if you look at it, it's really just like they created a Shopify store and just kind of left it. And that's okay for them. It works for them. But I definitely, if it were me, I would definitely have like a floating add to cart button at the bottom here and kind of make sure that the add to cart button is above the fold so people don't have to scroll to get to it. I like that their size chart is right at the top. That's important for something that's more custom like this brand. And then realistically, it's just like normal details and delivery drop downs and things like that. And that's pretty much it. I mean, they don't, like I said, they don't seem to really focus that much on optimizing the website because they just don't need to. Like people will buy regardless. And so that's fine with me. It's just I wanted to bring that stuff up. Their checkout does have some of the normal kind of conversion things, like they're offering free shipping when someone adds more than $250, which is higher than most brands. But if you look at it, like this one polo is $260. So you can kind of just like fall right into that without really trying, which is cool. I like that they have that. And then they have upsells, just kind of standard stuff. And then it looks like they have their payment badges and stuff. I think that's cool. It helps with some of the security things that people have issues with. Like if someone's a new customer and they don't know this brand or trust the brand yet, that can help. But realistically, like they just don't, I don't think they struggle with people wanting to buy their products just because, like I said, I swear to God, they could probably just set up like a Zelle and people would send them money on Zelle and just get the product without any like website. That's how good it is. So the main takeaways is that your brand's website can be 100% mid if your content and your branding and your product are on point. And that's great. Like there's nothing, if something isn't broken, don't fix it kind of thing with them. But if you're going to learn anything from this, it's like, make sure your product and your branding is on point because it will sell. And that you can sell high ticket items if you wrap them in an aesthetic that people want to be a part of. And if the product is unique enough, if you want to sell something over $200, just make sure it's unique. I mean, this is just a polo, but then again, you look at it, the detail of it, it's not just a polo. It's like a really, really high quality piece, and it's a collectible. Realistically, like you're going to be able to have this piece, and if you take care of it, you keep it forever. And it's just part of like an archive of clothing that I think this brand is going to be, grail pieces for people. And these might have a resale value eventually, and just because of how unique it is, and no one's making stuff like this right now. So those are the main takeaways from the conversion funnel. Make your product unique enough to where no one can get that product anywhere else, and make your branding cool enough, and you don't even need to worry about website really. And then selling high ticket items, that really comes with being a unique product and wrapping it in a cool aesthetic. And so that's the $1 million playbook for House of Errors. Again, if you wanted to work with me one-on-one to go into your brand and help you do similar things, break down what you can do for your brand to, become a $1 million brand yourself, then go ahead and click the link in the description. You can join Project 90, which is a 90-day program, along with the software that comes with it and stuff like that. You can learn about that on the page. Or you can just work directly one-on-one with me in the 30-day mentorship. So that's that. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you haven't yet, subscribe, like this video, share the video, whatever YouTube stuff normally you have to do in order to get your YouTube to grow. And I'll see you in other videos.